Good afternoon, traders. This update is for September the 20th, 2010. We had a great day in the markets today. I'm going to start off reading what the indexes did today. Dow Jones finished up 145 points. S&P 500 finished up 17 points, a 1.5% move. NASDAQ finished up 40 points, 1.75%. US dollar finished down a little over 0.25%. New York Stock Exchange finished up 2,488 advancers and 561 decliners. NASDAQ, same thing, 2,151 advancers, 564 decliners. Great day in the markets today. NASDAQ led the rally. Some of today's headlines that moved the market. S&P extends gains as it pushes through technical resistance levels. Europe's major bourses gain, but Euro gives up chunk of early gain against greenback. Overall news flow is light, but M&A activity continues, and no major data scheduled for release ahead of FOMC statement tomorrow. And that, I believe, is at 2:15. I highlighted that in my previous video. We have some other news, and I'll go over that towards the end of the video. We got a couple major upgrades and downgrades from Goldman Sachs today on the steel sector and for FCX. Some of today's notable upgrades and downgrades, we'll get right into this. AMB Property, which is a REIT, got an upgrade from 24 to 26. SLG, which is a REIT, got an upgrade from 59 to 67.50, an 8-point upgrade. Digital Realty Trust, DLR, got an upgrade of 50 cents. Anything helps since we need the REITs to go up for this rally to continue. Apple got another upgrade, 350 to 374. AutoZone got an upgrade from 195 to 208. And remember, I believe AutoZone reports tomorrow. BBT got a downgrade, which is a bank, from 31 to 28. Massey Energy got a downgrade from 58 to 57. ROVI got a upgrade from 49 to 55. And Owens Corning got a downgrade from 40 to 35. Alright guys, I want to talk about this. Discover Financial reported this morning and they beat. They posted better expected earnings, and it's among the financials, which were up 1.3% today. Right here is the major article that I wanted to read you guys. Analysts at Goldman Sachs downgraded US Steel, symbol X, and Nucor, symbol NUE, but they upgraded Freeport McMoran. In turn, steel stocks are down 0.7%, are hampered the materials sector a little up over 0.25%, while diversified metals and miners are up 1.7% and have provided support. So pretty much the metals are getting upgraded, and I think that will continue. And the steel stocks had that major run off the bottom, which I caught a lot of, but now they got their downgrade. Today, instead of starting out with the Dow Jones, I'm going to start out with the SPX, because this is what I called in yesterday's video if you guys watched it. I said that we needed to break and hold above this 1129.24 level, which was August high. And on Friday, we poked our head up to a high of 1131, but we pulled back and we held below 1129. We closed at 1125 on Friday, but today, as you can see, we got to close at 1142. Now, like I explained yesterday, there's a lot of people out there, probably 70% of people, that preach gloom every single day. They're saying we're going down every single day, and they missed out on this whole move. And I'm talking about some of the, I'm not knocking anybody, but there's a lot of people on YouTube that I've peeked at, and they've been saying we're going down, and they've been shorting this whole rally, guys. I'm not even kidding you. You could check their videos. And I just think that's ludicrous. I don't know why you would do that. I'm the type of trader that's going to call it as it is. If I have enough indication that the market's going down, I'm going to give it to you guys first. But I don't care if the market's been up so many days in a row. That doesn't matter. Price pays. Price is the only thing that pays. When I am convinced of the turnaround, I'll be the first one to say it. But I just want to give you guys these levels. I'm sorry about my little rant. It just makes me mad sometimes that so many people are losing money because these guys on here are preaching all this gloom. Now looking at the 1 hour chart, we still have a ascending 50 period moving average. We have a trend line dating back from 3 weeks ago on a Tuesday that's still intact. I drew it, I connected it to today. That's gonna withhold for some support. And we approached our 1141.57 level, which is right here, and we held above it, and we got to close above our pivot. Tomorrow, what I want to see for the S&P 500 is if we could hold above 1141.57, then our next stop is 1151.67. As you can see, that's our R1, and our R2 will be 1162.30. That's like the end result. And up here, I believe we will start topping, but I'm not going to call it right now. Now, if we hold below this 1141 level on the SPX, and we go down tomorrow, bounce back off, and then decline and break this trend line that we have going on right here, then 1133 will be our S2. Our S1 is, of course, this 1141.57 level, which we need to hold above. Our S2 is 1133.58, and our S3, which is our main pivot level, is 1123.48. Mark this level on your charts. It's going to be significant, and that's right where the 50 period moving average is. As for the Dow Jones Index, which I'm looking at right now, I'm very excited to show you guys this. We got a run up and we tested our August high today. That's why I was long the whole time this morning. I knew the market was going up today. We tested this August high. We hit a high of 10,774 on the Dow Jones today, and we closed at 10,753. I'm going to switch to the 60-minute chart to show you guys the levels for tomorrow. Excuse me, guys. The August high is 10,719, and we did get a close above that today, which is confirming a bullish pattern. This will be our little pivot point in between our support and resistance levels, which I'm about to give you. Tomorrow, I'll give you your resistance levels first. Your R1 will be 10,763. Your R2 will be 10,877, and your R3, of course, is 11,007. For us to get a bullish move tomorrow, we have to hold above 10,763 to confirm a move back up to 10,877. Tomorrow, we need to hold above this 10,719 level. This white line right here is going to be your price level that we need to hold above, which is August high, in order to get a higher move. If we break below this level right here, we're going to use this as our S1. If we break below this, your S2 will be 10,685, and your S3 will be 10,572. Now I want to point out two things. Still have an ascending 50 period moving average, and we still have an inclining trend line, which is still intact, dating back from 3 weeks ago. And we still have this declining trend line, which is long term. We're still above this. This is not going to be major support, but it's minor support around this 10,600 level. Looking at the NASDAQ right here, we held above our August high, and we're above all the moving averages. Definitely still bullish for the time being. Looking at the NASDAQ on the 60-minute chart, we have a trend line intact right here, and our levels will be for tomorrow 2,356. We got to close at 2,355, so we got to close below our resistance level for today. So wherever we open tomorrow, this is going to be our R1. R2 is 2,384, and R3 is 2,392. If we break above this 2,356, our next stop is 2,384. I'm not saying we're going to do that tomorrow. What I'm saying is that's the end result, as long as we could get higher highs closing above here and still keep this 50-period moving average intact. For our bearish case scenario, if we break this trend line here, our S1 will be 2,336. Our S2, which is a major level, will be 2,299, and our S3 is 2,279. What I think is, whatever happens tomorrow, it's going to be a little lighter trading coming up to the FOMC meeting at 2:15 p.m. Eastern time. If we get above this, like I said, we have that bullish case scenario. But if we get below it, if you see one of these types of things ran up today, if you see us pull back and trade in this little range right here, this little almost a 20-point range, then it will be leading up to, the volume will be just trading in a range until the number comes out. But if we break below this this 2,336 level, look for 2,229 to come into play in the next few days. Now I'm looking at the US dollar index futures /DX. We have a little inclining trend line right here, and the 50 looks like it could be turning up. If the market goes down tomorrow, look for 81.93 to come in attacked. That will be your R1, and this low coming from 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago on Friday, you have this little 82 level, which was going to be some minor resistance, and after that you have 82.31. Bearish case scenario, we break this little trend line right here that we got going on. The 50 keeps remaining down and starts to curve around this way. We break down and we head back down to 80.99, which will be your S1, S2 80.79, and S3 79.93. This is the US dollar index. Now, I put a shout out on Twitter today for you guys to watch out for the 75.13 level. This has been the level that we've been watching over on my side, and we've been trading off of over this entire rally these last 3 weeks, over us coming off this bottom at 70.76, going all the way up to the high. We made money this whole way up. We still have this trend line intact dating back from 3 weeks ago, and we just keep retesting and bouncing off of this. This has become our major support, this trend line, but we've been holding above the 75.13 level. Now it looks like crude oil is getting stronger as we speak. 75.13 is the level, 75.64 is another level to watch, and then 77.19. These are all levels to watch until we get back up to the high of 78.04 and approach our major high of 79.57. That is our goal. 79.50 is the target that we're putting on crude oil right now. If we hold above 75.13, I see this coming in the next week. Looking at gold futures as I do every night, 12.75 is our major pivot level. That's our S1. 12.67 is our S2, and 12.50 is our S3, and that's down here where the trend line is, the long-term trend line. Our resistance is 12.93, and the magic psychological number 1,300. That's where we're going with gold, 1,300. That is my prediction. I'm not saying it's going to be overnight, but I'm saying this is where we're going next. As long as we could hold above, as long as you see buyers 12.67, 12.50, I think more people are going to jump into it. If it goes down at all, People do not want to miss out on this trade. Everyone knows it's going to 1300.